Welcome to the Lyfe podcast.
All right, here we go again, the fourth episode. Welcome to the Lyfe podcast. This is your host, CJ Alton. We're here again, back at it. Fourth episode. We're still going strong with the astrology series. We're here. So we're here finally with the Taurus episode. I'm really excited about this one because my rising is Taurus, and I feel like I'm Aquarius at heart. But when I look at some of the personality traits of a Taurus, I feel like that does some of those traits represent me. So I'm really excited about this one. Of course, we got two special people in the room. Of course, welcome back. We got Black Unicorn in the building, and we got Cynthia in the building. How y'all doing today?
Good, good. Happy
Fantastic.
to be here.
Thank you
Okay.
for having us here, CJ.
Of course, of course. We're gonna get to it. We're gonna run through it, and we're gonna learn about the Taurus today. So, if you don't know the Taurus, of course, the birthdays can vary, can range depending on your philosophy. But for this episode, we're gonna run through the Taurus birthdays, April 21st to May 20th. So, if your birthday is in between that, you are a Taurus. So, with that said, this is the bull, right? This is the ram, as I should call it. What type of sign is the Taurus? Earth, air, fire, water? Cynthia, which one is it?
Yeah. So when it comes to Taurus, I want to mention that Taurus is a fixated earth sign. So also I want to say that this means that Taurus, like other earth signs, they value everything that's tangible. They also, I want to say they value security, stability, and then as a fixated sign, they are reluctant to change.
What's their overall like personality? Like what kind of people is a Taurus?
So I would say that when it comes to personality, then Taurus are, I mean, if you have a Taurus rising sign, of course, I would say Taurus, they are very hedonistic, Taurus like pleasure. And when I say pleasure is pleasure like provided from like food, sex, it can be self-care too, money, seeking out money
Mhm.
everywhere. And then also I would like to say that I mean if any Taurus has any Venus on a very critic position, then that means that they might have some tendency to smoke, maybe doing some alcohol or any other addiction related to the mouth. And I'm
Mhm.
mentioning this because Taurus, it basically rules everything related to mouth, neck, and this whole area. It would
Taurus give off like queendom, like queen energy for me. You know what I mean?
be.
Like when you talk about the style and how they like material possessions and things like that. And pretty much all the Taurus that I know, which is only a few of them, they like getting that bag, like constantly, 24/7, whatever it takes. Like it's always money, 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 money.
That's cool.
So
I
I
kind of
don't
I
know if
kind of
that could be a toxic trait or that can be perceived as something good.
it depends, right? I feel that though,
Right.
but here's the interesting thing. I know we had said the same thing about the Aquarius and trying to get the bag. So it's like that mixture of my solar and my rising, both trying to get the money. It really does explain a lot
Yeah,
because
it makes sense.
I think about it a lot, not in the sense of materials, but I just want wealth. You know what I mean? I want to be well off. So, I think it fits. I think y'all are very accurate with that.
Not only
All right.
that though, but they're both fixed signs though. Aquarius and Taurus are both fixed signs.
Mm,
Yeah. So it might
Yeah.
be you might really have a hard time trying to like just let something go, you know?
yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. And it's true. Like, don't piss me off on a serious level because nah, I don't forget it and it is what it is. Like I have no problem dropping you off. So, but if you're kind to me, you know what I'm saying, I'm all good. But
Yeah. That's a cold combination though.
Yeah. We only want to be kind
Aquarius and
to
Taurus.
you.
Cynthia, you have mentioned Venus a lot, and I'm
Yeah.
assuming that that is the ruling planet of the
Yes.
Taurus.
You are very right, CJ. So, Taurus is ruled by Venus, Aphrodite, goddess of love. It's very, Taurus, I think I didn't mention that, but Taurus is basically very sensual. So I think I kind of did.
Yeah, you touched on it.
It's very sensual. It's all about pleasure. They're very, they have a very high sensitivity, you know. Basically, I would say that, that's what basically describes Venus. It's everything all about attraction. And what kind of attraction are we talking about? We're talking about, money attraction, beauty, aesthetics, seeking out wealth. That's what basically Taurus is.
Well, I think that one of the things that we probably didn't mention was that they're reliable and loyal as A, right? As
Yeah,
F.
Mm.
You gotta say
yeah.
it again. Loyal as F. So I said as A, but loyal, they're really loyal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're loyal
Yeah,
to the
y'all are
fault,
going. Yeah, y'all are going into the qualities and the traits. That was the next thing. So we got the loyal, the reliable.
reliable.
Yes.
What other
Also
Mhm.
thing?
determination, I would like to add, they're very dedicated to their goals. They have very, they appreciate beneficial things from life, work, stability, family,
Mm,
money, work-life balance in general.
yeah.
And they are good with money management,
Okay,
Right.
good.
And
Okay.
they
especially
can
if they have
one
a good Venus. Yeah.
right. And being an earth sign, tend to see them as practical and really grounded to reality.
So all these good things that we're saying, I was reading on some weaknesses. I can't remember what it said, but it was kind of bad. But
Stubborn.
yeah, what are
Not
some
everything is
weaknesses
good.
of the Taurus? What are some
Right.
weaknesses?
The yin and the yang, right?
Yeah.
Yes, the yin and yang. Okay, so I would like to add up also that, I mean, the bad side from Taurus is definitely the part of laziness.
Mhm.
Mm,
Taurus can be very lazy, very greedy, sometimes a little too shy. And then also they have their, they have food weaknesses too. So they might have eating disorders too. I know a Taurus that used to have eating disorders in the teenage years. And it all depends on where they have their Venus, of course, right? And their Jupiter too. But as a general rule, I would like to say that they might need to work out because they might have a little tendency to gain some weight if they don't take care of themselves.
mm,
If they go on the wrong side, they might have some addictions too. Addictions related to mouth. Remember, Taurus are very hedonistic, so you got to be a little careful with that.
get it. Okay.
Yeah, I think that they can hold grudges.
Mm,
Like when you do something to them, they don't let up. Like
mm.
those grudges will go on. That's what I've noticed when it comes down to Taurus.
Yeah, I cannot disagree. I will hold a grudge. Like I'm not even shy about saying it. I will definitely hold a grudge. What about the strengths? Can we talk about like the strengths? Like what are they good for?
All right, so I would like to add that they have very great sense of style. I don't know about you, CJ, but probably yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, I can work
right.
it when I need to work it.
They have very great sense of style thanks to the god of love, Venus. So Venus is our, in general, it's more like about the beauty in general. So I think they do well with painting, dancing, basically arts in general, I would say. And then also they can be very excellent when it comes to money, money handling, or business owners, I don't know, working for Wall Street maybe.
Mm,
Anything that has to do with money, and then also, I would like to say that, they can be very great entrepreneurs. They can do well on any area that is related to arts, and they can apply their stability maybe to, areas like family, relationships in general, And then I feel like stability in general gives you the ability to maybe remain in one job for a long time, or just, like be very determined with your goals.
Mhm.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Another thing is like you bring up like love and stuff like that, right? I feel like it's not easy for them to fall in love, but once they do, like they're all in. Like they're very loving people, very affectionate. They'll give you the world if you get to that point with the Taurus.
Yeah,
If you get past the vault.
yeah, for sure. You got the flaming hoop. If you can get through that,
You're right.
good to go. So now I want to move into a segment where, Black Unicorn, maybe you might have to assist our friend here, where we talk about low and high vibration. And, last episode I was helping Cynthia trying to understand the concept of low and high vibration. So if you can, and I think Cynthia got it down at this point, but
Yeah.
what does the low vibration Taurus look like? Someone who's not in tune with their spirit. How do they portray themselves? How may they act?
Well, I think it's more like about the toxic traits, right? Those come out more, the possessiveness, the extreme stubbornness, the vengeful nature.
Mm,
Some of the other things are like the material obsessions can get extreme, right? Where
mm,
that's all you're looking for is just to have material possessions and things like that, which can cause problems. Self-righteous. They
mm.
can become very self-righteous and yeah, the addictions part. I think that that's a big one, like just getting caught up into addiction.
Mm.
For
Yeah.
me, that's to me, that's the low vibrational part of that because with everything, remember we need balance. So you can't be leaning towards one side more than the other. You have to come in between, right?
Yeah,
And come in the middle somewhere and get balanced. So I think that that's what makes can make a Taurus low vibrational.
I get
Those are
it.
some of the things.
Okay, so on the flip, I mean, if Cynthia, maybe you can go into the high vibration now.
All right. So talking about high vibration, I would like to say that they can be very hardworking people. They're very reliable. You can really trust them as an employee, as a person, and person in general. They are true, how can I describe it? Sensualist. So
Mm,
that means they appreciate, like good things in life in general, and pleasures in a good way, right?
mhm.
Like, I mean, art, find music, find
Sex.
Yeah,
yeah,
say
find
it. Go
sex
ahead,
too.
say it. I know you
Why
can
not?
say it. I can see it on your face. You know what I'm
Sex.
That's
saying?
something that we didn't mention. They might get addicted to sex too. That might be part
Yeah,
of the low vibration, or maybe high too. I mean, depending
absolutely.
on how you see it, right? I don't know what you guys think about it, but
Right,
I mean, sex can be good and sex can be bad too.
right.
There's a point where, I mean, I feel like if sex is like limiting anybody from doing anything like work or making money in
There you
general,
go.
then that's an addiction, right?
Right.
Or even
It-
loving themselves first, right?
Mhm.
yes, yes,
Mhm. Yeah,
yes.
I think, and I'm sorry to cut you off, but in the subject of sex, I think also like if you have that one partner that you really care about, and y'all are in a phase where you might be like exploring or experimenting, and you know what I'm saying, y'all just trying to reach, how can I say it, like the euphoria. You know what I mean? I think that is a high vibration in that aspect. You know what I mean? Where you're trying to reach that ultimate pleasure. Like, but since we're kind of in the realm of love and talking about that, we had a celebrity that we were talking about, and I think this describes her perfectly. So, Cynthia,
Yeah.
what celebrity represents a Taurus like damn near perfectly?
Yeah, so I would like to mention my girl,
Mm.
Adele. I don't know if anybody from here listens to her music, but I do. You know,
Everybody knows who she is. If they don't, they're
I
living
love
under a rock.
her. Like we all know that she has a very incredible voice, right?
Mhm.
That's why basically makes her very distinctive. She has a great talent. She's not a great dancer. She's not great at performing, but she does have a beautiful voice, you know? And so I think that the main reason why I decided to include her in this Taurus session is because I feel like so her sun sign, just to be very clear, right, is in Taurus. Okay.
Mhm.
And her rising sign, I mean her first house is in Leo. So her sun sign and her Jupiter and Venus are in Taurus. So remember, I don't know if I told you guys about it, but I feel like so when it comes to boys, it's ruled by Venus.
Mm,
So that's why naturally she was given by Aphrodite
mm,
Okay.
the magnificent talent of singing a beautiful voice.
Hmm.
And then also something particular that I noticed about her is her tendency to gain weight. So I did a little research and I found out that she has Jupiter in Taurus. So that's what it gives her, Jupiter is all about expansion, right? So
Hmm.
it means that in Taurus, so she has a tendency to, I mean, she used to have, because she's not fat anymore. She's beautiful. She used to have the tendency to eat a lot. So that made her gain weight. And then because her sun sign is in her 10th house, so it's all about how she looks in front of the world, right? Her popularity. And then also she used to smoke a lot that I know of. She doesn't smoke anymore, but going back to Taurus and addictions, she was able to overcome all of this mouth related addictions with by working out, and now she's living a very happy, healthy life.
Now we're moving into like one of my favorite parts, which is talking about compatibility. Um, who would you say that overall, when it comes to the Sun Taurus, who do they get along with the most?
All right, so I would like to say that Taurus, they get along with any earth or water sign as general rule. So when we talk about earth signs, we are saying we're mentioning Capricorn, Virgo, and Taurus. They can
Mm,
get along with other Taurus too.
mm,
And then also when we say water signs, we're talking about Cancer, Scorpio, which is the opposite sign, and then also Pisces.
okay.
And then when I said opposite sign, I would like to mention that I mean, I have the theory, or that's what I have experienced myself, at least in a personal level, that opposites get along very well too.
Yes, they
Because
do.
yes. So I would say if any Taurus out there would like to find their soulmate, I would like to add maybe Scorpio is a very great option, because
Mm,
it's their perfect opposite. Or,
Mhm.
for any kind of relationship too. It can be
Right.
work, life balance, any kind of relationship. And then, to finish, I would like to say, Taurus can get along with any person from the zodiac as long as they have a compatibility, right? Right. As long as they have a chemistry in their own personal natal charts.
I would say, like, out of those signs, the most compatible are the Cancer, Virgo, Capricorn, and Pisces. So
mm,
those are the most compatible. So I just
okay.
wanted to add that in there
That's good.
in
Yeah.
case someone was looking for a partnership in
Right.
whatever
Get
type of
more
way,
precise
right?
with it, right? Because I was gonna
Hmm.
ask, um, who are the ops then if they get along with so many signs? Who's like that one ops where it's like most times it just doesn't work out?
I would say Aquarius, Sagittarius, Geminis, Aries, and Leos.
Yeah. All the ones that I didn't mention at the start. All the air and fire signs basically are, Taurus should not get along with them, especially if they don't have any, chemistry in their natal charts, right? It all
Right.
depends because every person's different.
I dig
I
it.
Yeah.
just think it's more of it's not that they don't get along with them, but I think they find the most challenges with those signs, right?
Yeah.
So,
That's
like,
a
if
good
they were
point.
to get in a romantic relationship, there would be like a whole bunch of different challenges that they would face in order to be able to become one,
Mm.
or be on the same page. So,
All right. So now, lastly, getting into this last segment, what would you say is the overall purpose of a Taurus, sun sign? What's the overall purpose of them?
All right. So I would like to say that I think that the mission from Taurus or from that sign to this world is to remind people that, stability and seek of wealth is important in order to beautify this world.
Mm.
Like, I don't want to sound very materialistic,
oh,
but
I
I
love
feel
the way you said that.
Yeah, I mean, everybody
yeah.
needs
Very
a
well
house.
said. Very well said.
Who doesn't want to live in a house? So,
Right. I will be hypocrite if I would say money is not important. You know, we need money for everything. We need money to eat. We need money to buy a house. We need money for all of our necessities, for human necessities.
mhm.
So I feel like Taurus is there to remind us to be strong, to be creative too, because I feel like part of beautifying anything, it's all about harmony in general, like being very consistent and stable with your decisions, with your goals, and then go for it. So, and then also I think that Taurus is there to remind us that springtime is because Taurus, there are three signs from the zodiac that are related to springtime. So it's Aries, Taurus, and Gemini. So Taurus is also there to remind us that the nature is there to bring us all the goodies, like fruits and all the veggies that we need to
Oh,
human beings to
Right.
survive, because Taurus is also related to fertility. And
Mhm.
so we need that to survive as well.
that was
You tell
perfect.
us, CJ, what would you say is the main purpose of a Taurus? As a Taurus, what would you
You
say?
named it. Because, I mean, when it comes to like the materials and stuff like that, that's just necessities. You need a house. You need you need a car. You know what I mean? You need to get around. You don't need a Lamborghini, but you need a drivable car. I always tell myself like, because I'm not a huge jewelry person, but I do tell myself like I want one of everything. So I want one silver watch, I want one gold watch, I want, that's just because I like to have those things. But you're not gonna
Right.
see me buy 10 gold watches, 15 gold watches. Now that's where you get obsessed, right? You start to
Right.
get into
Exactly.
that. Yeah, you get
Pleasure addiction,
exactly,
materialistic obsession. But I think,
exactly.
one of the ways to see them is stability, the stability.
Hmm.
Like they say, if you interact with come into contact with a Taurus, they might be in your life to teach you how to be stable. But the caveat to that is they're resistant to change. So it's like the stability part. So I'm gonna be stable, but it's like, and I'm gonna be stable just this way, and this is how I'm gonna be stable. It's like you're not going to change my
Oh,
routine. You're not going to change my schedule. You're not going to change anything. And sometimes that's good, but sometimes it could be bad,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
especially when you have family, right? You have a spouse or you're working with different people. So that's to me is also like important
No, I dig
to
it.
note.
I
Mhm.
agree.
Definitely, definitely. Okay, cool. Well, that is gonna go ahead and conclude this Taurus episode. I appreciate y'all two coming on here, spilling the gifts. The next episode, it's probably I'm not gonna say everyone's favorite, but everybody loves them and hates them all at the same time. We'll be talking about that Gemini. Uh,
Gemini.
Gemini, yes, yes, yes.
so that'll be the next
That one's gonna be
episode.
good.
Yeah, it will. So tune into that. We look forward to it, and peace to y'all.